Okay, so recently I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh, and it blew my mind. I had a little bit of an idea as far as what synchro monsters were. Okay, but now you got XYZ, and you got Pendulum, all these different kinds of summons. No one's using virtual summons anymore. I'm surprised maybe one out of every 4 or 5 players still uses fusions. But my biggest problem is this. I have always been a fan of Dark Magician. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have. A lot of you who are going to watch this video probably, are fans of Dark Magician. Now, I feel like as if, yes, at the beginning I was copying Yugi, of course. Why not copy the main character of the show? How was that? The kind of like what Konami wanted as a fan. Yeah, copied Yugi for a while, and of course, over the course of the seasons of the anime, he goes and does his own thing. And me, I didn't. I kept kind of like a checklist of what was within the archetype. Now, kind of like what I defined as the Dark Magician archetype differs a little bit from what are the more popular, I guess, criteria, for a Dark Magician archetype monster. I'm a little bit more restrictive. Not to say I'm an elitist, I'm just a little bit more restrictive that way. And the problem is, even if I was to, say, include the cards that are generally, thought up of as part of the Dark Magician archetype, it's not playable. Or at least damn near not playable. I've been on a mission. I found out about this site, Dueling Network, and I'm dueling. I've been on a mission to try to make this archetype playable. And it just blows my mind. You got like a whole bunch of melodic monsters, the Yangzing dragons, of course the motherfucking 6 samurai. Okay, 6 samurai. Damn, you might as well call it 7 samurai. At least I would like it a little bit better. A little bit more. The biggest thing that these archetypes have going for them, that the Dark Magician archetype doesn't have going for them, is a lot of times these archetypes have kind of like their own monster reborn. Oftentimes, if you normal summon a monster, you can normal summon again, or get a particular card out of your deck into your hand, or if the monster gets destroyed by battle, by card effect, you get to special summon. And the Dark Magician cards don't really have that going for them. They have effects, but they don't really have that going for them. And it's annoying. And I'm looking through, say, what could be considered newer cards that kind of fit into the archetype. For example, a Magical Flipper is a monster with 300 attack, 300 defense, and evidently if you destroy it, it goes over to your opponent's side of the field, and that's some stuff. Miracle Flipper could have been what I would think is an updating of the archetype. Now, let's look back at, say, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blue Eyes White Dragon, seems as if someone paid attention with those. Someone actually paid attention with how to update that archetype for today's gameplay. Is it the best? No. Is it the worst? No. I'm pretty sure it can take on a Morphtronic deck. I'm pretty sure it can take on a Morphtronic deck, and that's pretty good. And with more experienced duelists and duelists who are better at strategizing, probably get a whole bunch of good duels done. Who knows, maybe we can go to the championships with that stuff. The Dark Magician archetype, not quite there. It's just not quite there yet. And I'm trying to find a way how to make it playable. Because if you don't have, say, an effect within the monster itself that helps you get out other monsters or whatnot real quick, well, you do have another way of going. It is having a whole bunch of preservative spell or trap cards. And of course you got, say, Mirror Force that will help preserve stuff. And the attack phase anyway. You got a whole bunch of other traps and whatnot. I'm still getting into it. I know some stuff has been mentioned to me by a friend who, at the same time as I did, got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's gonna take a long while, and it's a pain in the butt. It is. And I've already come to terms that I cannot use all that fit within the archetype. I cannot use Magician of Black Chaos. Ritual summons, no. Can't do that. I mean, maybe I could have Magician of Black Chaos in my hand, and then my hand get over 7 cards, and then be like, oh, I got a discard. Wink, Dark Magician Girl. Ooh. But it just is hard. And I don't think they're trying. They're just paying fan service whenever they make cards like Ebon Magician of Illusions or Magical Girl or some shit like that. You know, those are evidently 2 XYZ monsters that are kind of like that. And they're nice, but we don't need more powerful monsters. We need monsters that say if they get destroyed, they'll help out and bring out stuff from the archetype. Okay? That's what we need. And we have none of that right now. And it's a pain in the butt. You know, I'll be lucky if I get out of the Dark Magician Girl. Excuse me. I'll be lucky if I get out of Dark Magician Girl and then maybe have a Sage Stone in my hand. So I could quickly get, say, a Dark Magician out on the field. In which case, maybe, and this is a much bigger maybe than Sage Stone, I have, say, Eye of Timaeus. Because the best field you can have as far as Dark Magician archetype is concerned is this. Dark Paladin, which is going to require you to have some cards left in your hand. Sorcerer Dark Magic, and then 2 Magician's Valkyrias. You almost have a complete lock. Almost have a complete lock. And, it's a pain. Dark Paladin, you can get out with Eye of Timaeus. Sorcerer Dark Magic, it's easier, somewhat. Say if you're able to get out a Dark Magician, don't feel too bad if you get him into the grave. And if you have a light monster, say something as Mystical Elf, get her out onto the field. There we go, light and a dark Chaos Sorcerer. It's not necessarily within the archetype, but you can definitely use that. You also use Chaos Command Magician. There you go, you got 2, 3, 6-star ones. Use it to get out, you know, Sorcerer Dark Magic, and of course, Magician Valkyria. You can, those are 4-star monsters. You can get them out whenever. That would be almost a perfect field. Sorcerer Dark Magic, you don't have to worry about trap cards. Dark Paladin, as far as you got something in your hand that you don't mind getting rid of, you got spell cards covered. All your opponent wants to attack, 2 Magician's Valkyrias will cancel out any attack. So other than that, you know, maybe if the opponent had, say, a Chaos Sorcerer, something like that, or a DD Warrior Lady, no, you would have to start going to, say, banishing effects at that point. In which case, who knows, maybe there's trap cards that could help that out. But I can't get to that level yet. I cannot start thinking about, okay, what would be best as far as my defense when I'm on that level. If I cannot more quickly get out at least a Dark Magician. A Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Girl with a Sage Stone, Eye of Timaeus, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, I can't even use Thousand Knives anymore. That's kind of just taking up space, really. Dark Magic Attack always has use, though. Dark Magic Attack always has use. Dark Magician Knight, can't really use it. In fact, actually, it's much better to just use Magical Dimension. I mean, you get the same effect. Ooh, your special summoning, yay. On the other hand, you know, and you still get to kill a monster off just because of Magical Dimension's effect. And then still have your battle phase. It's hard. It's hard out there for the Dark Magician archetype. And who knows, maybe if fans do something, maybe Konami will bring out some cards. You know, they got creative think tanks. I'm pretty sure they got people who they pay to think about, oh, what new cards could we make? I mean, come on. And that's kind of like how the game survives, by making new stuff. But until then, gosh darn it, kind of stuck. And I'm just going to suffer through this. That's going to be kind of like making the Dark Magician archetype playable will help validate all my years of being a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. It would help validate it so much. And who knows, maybe I'll look and see. Who knows, maybe some of you will watch this video, and maybe some of you guys will have ideas. Make sure you comment below. Share your ideas, and who knows. Could work. Okay, well, bye. I got some just regular kaiju stuff to be doing.